think it really just enhances the overall sound of the drums, and it's just by adding one single element. Arguably one of the most important parts of a good drum break is the ghost snare, and a lot of people really just don't quite get it right, and it can really take a drum break from sounding really basic and average to sounding polished and professional, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's just put down a basic shuffly drum break, something more along the lines of a jungle style break. That one. It's a little bit higher pitch, so it's a little bit tighter, snappier, and that's sort of what we want because we're going to have more snares playing, and so if they've got big long tails or they're super in your face and aggressive, it's not going to be as effective. So we're going to put one there. It's going to go boom, ka, ka. So for these types of drums, we need a fast 16th note shaker, and then we also need something that's accentuating the 8th note, and then we're going to sort of dot around the ghost snares in between there. Like, it sounds okay as it is now, but it's just not quite right. And this is where the ghost snare really comes in and saves the day. So to create a ghost snare, what we're trying to do is we're essentially trying to emulate what a drummer will be doing when a drummer plays a ghost snare. So what that means is they're going to play the snare drum slightly less hard, so they're going to hit it less hard. Because the snare drum isn't ringing out as long, the sample itself will be shorter and just less aggressive overall. So we can actually emulate that by literally just chopping up this sample here. We sort of want to use the same snare drum as a ghost hit so that it's cohesive with the rest of the drum break. You can use others, but sometimes they're a little bit more fiddly. So if we use the sample that we've got, it's more likely going to work. So let's put in a new audio track and let's option click and drag this down. So now we've got the snare down here, we can start to turn it into a ghost snare. So what we're going to do is we're going to fade out the transient. We don't want as much of a transient because remember the drummer isn't hitting it as hard. We're then going to cut out some of the body here. Because the snare drum's not going to be ringing as long, we're just going to cut that out. Delete it. We're going to move this sample back over and splice it together like so. And then we're going to shorten the sample and trim off some of this tail so it's not as aggressive. Now what we need to do is put them in place. Now let's listen to this drum break without the ghost snares first. Now with. It just like glues the drum break together, accentuates the shuffle, and it sort of makes it a lot more cohesive as a unit. And when you accompany this with bass as well on top of that, I think it really just enhances the overall sound of the drums pretty substantially, and it's just by adding one single element. So I hope this was helpful and hope you got some value from this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.